Hello folks, this is Hidden Numismatist back at you again with another video on my channel. We all know about the early commemorative half dollars that our nation did. And I presented this album to you several times, my friends. But the point in this video is to talk about the modern commemorative half dollars that we did. After 1954, which was the last year that our nation did an early commemorative half dollar, we took a hiatus and we didn't strike any commemorative half dollars. Now, when I say these are the early commemorative, are also called classic commemorative coins, but usually they go with the verbiage early commemorative coins. Well, back to my point, after 1954, we didn't do any type of commemorative half dollar. Starting back in 1982, as I said, after taking a little bit of a hiatus, we brought back the commemorative coinage. And we started that off in 1982 with a beautiful commemorative coin honoring the 250th anniversary of the birth of our beloved George Washington in 1982. And usually what we did was when the mint would strike a silver dollar, I have my Dansco for my unks. This is my business strikes, or my unk modern dollars, silver dollars. Is there was a silver dollar that we did, and then in unison they would also issue a commemorative half dollar. The silver dollar was always 90% silver, a little bit less than an ounce of silver, the same amount of silver as a Morgan silver dollar, but not all the time. When we issued a silver dollar, it didn't always have a corresponding half dollar, commemorative half dollar. So in this video, we're going to talk about the modern commemorative half dollars and the beauty of these. Now, you know I love my commemoratives, right? I love my early commemoratives especially. But if I had to rank between the two, if I want to do classic commemoratives or modern, of course, these are closest to my heart. Way closer than the modern, and also these are extremely more numismatic. Very numismatic versus the modern. So this is the video that I'm going to present my modern commemorative half dollars Dansco. And from Dansco Corporation, this is their 7063. And I never brought this to you, so I want to discuss the beauty of some of these gorgeous coins. Do like to capture the informational page for you beautiful people, as always. So as I stated, we started back in 1982 with the modern commemorative half dollars. And this first year in 1982, we did a business strike, also known as an unk. And then we did proof, and both of these are 90% silver. This is the obverse of the coin. And this is the reverse. And you know how I do some of my albums, like my Native American dollars, Sacagaweas. I like to put the obverse in one port and the reverse so I can enjoy both the obverse and reverse. Of course, the beauty of a Dansco is you can look at both that way too. So, and in 1986, we honored the Statue of Liberty. And these are all clad here, and there's no precious metal next for one other that they did in 90%. We'll get to that. Beautiful Statue of Liberty. And in 1989, we honored Congress. I believe the bicentennial of our Congress. This was struck in Denver, the Ankh was, and the San Francisco Mint did the proof for us. And these are all brilliant, uncirculated, and the proofs are nice, original, unimpaired proofs that I pulled from mint packaging. Mount Rushmore. And then they did the Olympiad in 1992. Love this coin. Columbus is gorgeous. A little bit unsightly spot toning that's happening here, but still an unk. Love that proof reverse. This is the 500th anniversary, I believe, of Columbus discovering America. I believe that's the commemorative for that. And as I stated, this is the other 90% silver, my friends. So in this set for the modern commemorative halves, it is known in numismatics that the Washington and then the Bill of Rights is known as the only two so far in the modern commemorative halves to be 90% silver. I love that one with James Madison there, signing the Bill of Rights for us. And then World War II. And like I said, very quickly, some of these had the corresponding silver dollar with it. Not all the time. Like, for example, Statue of Liberty started in 86, but for the silver dollars for the discus thrower and the Olympic Coliseum, there was no modern half for it. So it started off. So the modern half started in 82. You see what I mean by how interesting it is? Just because that there is a modern commemorative silver dollar doesn't mean all the time that they did a modern commemorative half dollar for that event. Back to the beautiful World War II. Beautiful reaver. And some of these are just downright gorgeous. I mean, they almost are as beautiful, in my opinion, as the early commemoratives. I mean, this mimics an early commem. Look how beautiful that is. But I won't bore you, my numismatic brothers and sisters, with showing you the back of all, because like I said, this is the obverse and that's the reverse. Obverse, reverse, obverse, reverse. And I think this album is still readily available, even though it's not in production because Dansco, unfortunately, is still having problems bringing back production. And in 1994, they did the World Cup. Denver did the uncirculated. And check it out, Philadelphia this year did the proof. But not all the time. See how interesting it is. And then the Civil War, the Ankh was done by San Francisco. Beautiful S mint mark right there. And then the S, San Francisco also did the proof. That's a gorgeous reverse. I love them. Some of these are getting numismatic, like the Olympics one from Atlanta. They did a slew of these for the halves, and I love them. I'm so glad that they did more of the Olympics, because I love the Olympics one. I love sports. So in 1995, see, they did the Civil War, and then there was a Special Olympics one, but they didn't do a half. And then here comes the gymnastics silver dollar. And then cycling and track and field, the blind runner. These are all gorgeous. And some of these back here, like the blind runner and the rowing, do command a premium, way over melt. Tennis is a little bit more desirable. But what I'm saying is, they did like, what, 6, 7 different events from the beloved Olympics, but not every event had a half dollar. So swimming, they did on the half. That's gorgeous. I mean, these are, again, the beauty of our hobby. Here's soccer for the Olympics. Love that. Here's the Capitol Center. That's gorgeous. First flight. And I am trying to keep up with this set. You'll see here in a minute my dilemma. way back when, I was able to get some of these. For the majority of these, I got from the Mint, directly from usmint.gov, and pay what, 20, 21, usually 18, I mean, around 20-ish. But lately, the last few handful of years, that they've gone stupid with their pricing. So I don't get these directly from the Mint, the half dollars or the silver dollars, because of the premium that, in my opinion, is just too much. So I wait for these to come on the secondary market. And usually I find them significant. I mean, I won't purchase it if it's significantly cheaper than what the Mint. This is a beautiful bald eagle. I love that. The hatchlings, the little baby bald eagles. That's very sentimental, because the bald eagle is our national bird, is our national animal. Do you call it a national animal? That sounds a little bit vulgar. Well, anyway, the eagle, the majestic eagle, bald eagle, is our national bird. Out of respect to our country, I'll just say national bird, not animal. This is a very, very popular one. The commemorative from 2011, honoring the U.S. Army. And like I said, the album finishes off in 2011, but the series did continue. So yours truly added his own labels. Denver did the Unk. This is another one of my favorites. The 5-star generals. See, these I got from the Mint. I remember these specifically. Getting the Unk and the proof from the Mint. And paying, what? $40 for both. If that, including shipping. And I thought that was fair. And then they started going a little bit nuts, in my opinion, on their pricing. So I don't, like I said, get them directly from the Mint. And 2014 was the first time that we did a concave convex to mimic the baseball glove. And this is a really, really cool one. This is the reverse. This is the concave, or it's bowed in, I believe. And then this is the convex side. So this is the honoring the Baseball Hall of Fame. I think the Baseball Hall of Fame's in Cooperstown. I think in the state of New York, I think. This is another one of my favorites. I love how Liberty, with Justice, she's blindfolded. So she's being impartial with applying the law. U.S. Marshal Service. This is another one of my favorite early commemoratives. Love that coin. National parks with the child lifting the leaf. Honoring our national parks. So that the America the Beautiful quarters come to mind. Yeah, we have some beautiful parks in our country for sure. This is Boys Town. Breast cancer awareness. I believe they issued the silver dollar that was colorized. And that was one of the very few times that the U.S. Mint did a colorized coin for us. And here's another one of my favorites, is Apollo 11. And then this is another one, concave convex, to mimic the shape of the moon. And Apollo 11 was the 3, Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo, I believe. Well, shoot, they're right there. Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo. 2019, San Francisco did the proof. Again, these are all clad. And then this is here. Honoring the military service. These I didn't get a chance to label properly yet. Here's a basketball. This is, again, concave, convex. Basketball Hall of Fame. I'm almost certain I'm remembering correctly on that. That's another gorgeous one. And this is the National Law Enforcement Memorial and Museum in 2021. Denver did the Ankh, and San Francisco, I believe, did the proof. And then the last one I have is Purple Heart. The Ankh was gifted to me by a fellow YouTubian. And the proof I got just the other day, actually. So I'm up to date up until 2022. And like I said, 2023 and forward, like I said, I will not buy directly from the U.S. Mint. I think their premiums are crazy expensive. And I just don't see how that justifies paying that much for a clad coin that is not going to be nearly as numismatic as the modern or the early commems. And as I said, just to bring it up to par, like I said, they always did a silver dollar, right? This is another desirable one, the American Buffalo. The Ankh and the proof are considered keys or very desirable modern commems. So it would be nice if they would always do it. They issued a modern commemorative half, like for our beloved Robert Kennedy. They only did that in silver dollar. There isn't a half. But sometimes, every once in a while, they did a silver dollar and a modern commem half in both, you know. But not all the time, as you can see here. So I'm set to get a few more as they come through, and I get them at a decent price at one of my favorite local coin shops, or at a show, at a coin show, and I'll add to it. But this is just not going to work after this page, so I'll have to move to another volume. And as you can see here, folks, this page here is a generic page to hold half dollars. This will hold Kennedys and what have you. So I expanded this album. This was the last page that officially came with this album called Modern Commemorative Half Dollar, as it ends here, but the series does continue. So I will probably just pull this page out and continue it, or just start another modern commemorative, because like I said, our beloved Dansco Corporation, unfortunately, is still having logistics problems, which is very sad, because I love Dansco Corporation. I stand behind them and their quality. So maybe one year we'll be able to get it, but if not, we'll move this somewhere else. To other manufacturers really don't want to, but I'll get some more stock pages of these Dansco half dollar pages and just build my own Dansco. I'll get a stock book and continue these modern commem halves that way. So I had realized that once I put the proof in here, just literally maybe within the last week, I realized that I never brought this album to my channel. And, you know, I love the commems. Like several other numismatists here on YouTube enjoy the commems because they're different, right? They're not like barber quarters. They're all the same. Hey, I love my barber quarters or seated halves or whatever, right? Love my numismatics, but this is the beauty of commemoratives, is that the design changes, right? Here's the beautiful Bill of Rights, one of my very favorite, at least in my top 5 of modern commems. Beautiful James Madison signing that Bill of Rights for us. And also, my numismatic brothers and sisters, did want to quickly state, I'm sure many of you know, but I'll say it because I get all types of collectors that come to my channel. The established numismatists like me, and then the beginning collectors. So I love you all. you want to hold on to the packaging. All right, my friends? Like, for example, this is the 2021 Ankh $50. This is the packaging that the mint presents the silver dollars and $50 in. And when you obtain a coin and you move it to your Dansco, you need to hold on to this packaging so that when you go to sell it, the dealer is going to ask you, especially if it's a established and he's just not a hole-in-the-wall jewelry shop, or you know what I mean, established professional numismatist. Most dealers will say, you know, well, where's the packaging? Because I've heard from one professional numismatist that it hurts as much as 10% at least when you don't have this, right? And this comes the outer slip, the packaging, the COA, and what have you. So you want to save this. Because collectors like me, we want that. We want this. We're looking for this because we know that how much of a significant impact it has if you don't have it. So that would go here with the law enforcement. And these just for cracks and giggles I brought out to see. This is the proof Purple Heart. This is the packaging for this one here. And keep these pristine. What I do basically, no, I don't put these in my safe. I take a box that holds the reams of printing paper, you know, those boxes that you get at Staples and Office Depot, what have you. And I keep the packaging in those. So this is for the Ankh, and there's one for the proof. So, like I said, you got to hold on to the packaging. All right, my friends, don't throw this away and just put it in your book. So, and then these are there's this beautiful page here too that talks about more. I will capture that for you. And Dansco Corporation 7063 is what this beautiful album is. So, any of you that know or have extras of the 22 and forward, I think they did another commem in 2022, but I don't remember. But if you folks have any of the newer, you know, you obviously know what I'm missing, 23 and forward, hit me up, you know, and say, hey, Hidden, think I might have a modern commem half for you, or silver dollar, for that matter. And we'll go the email and talk about a trade, or you tell me what you're asking for it. That's another one of my favorites. Marshals. U.S. Marshal Service. With the handcuffs. We the people. That's... I think this is a Minuteman. Well, no, it's a U.S. Marshal with his horse. These are gorgeous. I love them. I love them. I love them all. I love all coins. So, all right, my friends, let me know what you think. If you're doing this album where you are, I do know that I do have an extra of one of these here. So any of you that need, I think this is the Statue of Liberty one that's very, very common and out there. So this is one that, hey, I can offer the trade. This is the Statue of Liberty, the uncirculated, the business. So the one in my album, I have this packaging, like I said. But if you have any extras after 2022, you want to do a trade with me, hey, I'm always game for trading with another fellow collector, right? And helping each other out in our hobby is also what makes it very enjoyable. So in the meantime, I do thank you for all of you for watching, coming to my channel, being active on my channel. Love and respect and appreciate all of you. And in the meantime, be kind to each other. Take care of each other. And most importantly, may God bless you all. Bye-bye.